My name is Amma, and these are my intuitive messages. Please join me today as we receive guidance from the universe, from my guides, for what is happening now. That bump is exactly what is going on in this moment. There is a shift going on right now. I keep calling it June 5th, end of the world. I don't even know why. My belief is that we are moving into an end of the world, but it's not a finalization of the world. It's an end of the world as we know it, and things are shifting quickly. We have been having to do a lot in preparation for this, but right now it's feminine energy. Just experience and receive the shifting of vibration, whether it's easy or hard or fun or difficult. Just observe the experience and receive the shifting. We're going to get some more directed guidance for us today, so go ahead and close your eyes if you're in a safe place to do so. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in. Please take them and mean it. Breathe in through the nose, let it go. Breathe in again. Let it go. One more, breathe in. Let it go. Whew. I declare this a divine healing space. I ask for the pure white light of the heavens to create any energetic healing that is needed for anyone listening today. As we closed our eyes, I had this vision. It was like all of this red and orange and yellow energy, the lower chakras, were coming up and out of my heart. It was kind of nauseating, I'm not going to lie to you, but it was very fascinating. It was like I could feel it too. I think because we're unearthing and we're rerouting in a new vibration, it was like it brought everything up and then it just started spilling out. I think that's why there's just been such an intensive on healing the last few years, because now we're moving. I don't want to say too late, because it's just like you're moving where you're moving. I'm having intense deja vu. We are moving into a new frequency right now. I keep preaching June 5th, June 5th, June 5th is the end of the world, and I don't know why, I don't know what it means, but what I know is there's nothing you necessarily have to do but allow yourself to ride the experience, because we can't necessarily do anything. I unfortunately feel there might be a lot of disruption coming in the next 2 weeks, because a lot of human beings are not going to know how to handle this shifting. Myself and the intuitives close to me felt it very heavy this week. That tends to come a bit early for my intuitive friends, but it is happening now. It's like these weeks, this is going on. And so you might have this movement, like being called somewhere else, a change in your romance, a huge change in your family drama. I notice in Reiki that there's a lot of like, just get rid of it, just get rid of it. Like, up until now, it always feels like we're like, let's look at it. Where's it from? And that's not wrong if you're still doing that and you need to. But I just noticed there's a quickness, a speed to, do you need that from your mom? No, get rid of it. Get out of here. And I noticed the power coming into all of us. And so you and at home in this moment, if you have some family drama, put your hand on your sacral and say, I'm ready to let it go. Pull it out of there. Get physical with it. Like, it is time to remove our blockages, because it almost feels as if it's all coming up and out anyway. And can you really help it? Even as I say that, the heart does hurt, but it's shifting. It's shifting. I myself my left arm has been numb for about 2 weeks. And so I feel that there's cords unraveling that have been tied around my heart space, and I can feel that all of this movement is like forcing the shift. So I'm going to pull some cards for us right now. The first card I just pulled is the 6 of Wands, and this is the Good Tarot. It's a beautiful deck, and they use the elements, so it's the 6 of Fire. 6 of Wands is energetic movement towards physical movement. Yes, it is. Even I love the imagery on these cards. They're like hot air balloons, but this is a hot air balloon ship. Yeah, that represents this moment right now. Like, wait, what? what's happening. There's a lot of information coming in. I myself, maybe I'm just surrounded by it, but I'm like, oh yeah, extraterrestrials, this is happening. Oh, we're communicating with guides. Oh, your loved ones are like basically same. They're here. We brought down heaven. Heaven is like here, and our layers are meshing and they're communicating, and more people are seeing and dreaming and experiencing, and it's new. It's new, but it's the new normal. So get used to it. I was laughing all morning about what are there people still resisting this? There are people still resisting this. Again, why there's going to be a resistance, a potential uprising of things because of the resistance within people. But if you can just accept the new, the silly, the out of the box, the like, I guess we'll see. I guess it's going to be weird. You're going to be able to make movement with it. This is energetic before there's actual movement. And there might be actual movement happening for you, but also know that you're not behind. It's hard. It's a hard moment to make decisions. It's a good moment to receive decisions or receive callings. So allow yourself to get that fire going, but don't feel like you have to make the change in this moment. This, if it's coming up for you, it will happen. There's a lot more ease in manifesting in this new reality. I don't really understand why, but it's like these blockages we had from the fourth dimension are kind of out of the way now, and so we can literally start moving. So your words, if they're negative, you're creating negative. Like, this has been a theory for a long time, but it is life now. It is now time to speak positive, to manifest into your world. I pulled another card and it's the Five of Cups. And this is where we are right now. And this is why it's so difficult. Five of Cups, or in this beautiful deck, it's the Five of Water, is the heartbreak card. It's actual heartbreak. When I was in Sedona last weekend, someone told me that somebody channeled Saint Germain, and he said that Gaia left Earth. And I went into a cave and cried. I just bawled my face off, and I was like, I feel that. I feel that she was here to hold us up until a certain point of vibrational shifting, and now she's like releasing us to the heavens, to the skies, to the light. But there's kind of like warfare going on. There's kind of like Earth's a hot commodity, hey? And so there's a lot of galactics just trying to come in and create this communication, and it's a lot of energy, and it's really big energy. But the Five of Cups kind of tells us, like, we have to mourn what once was. You cannot hold on to what once was. This might be literal relationships for a lot of people, because this is kind of the way we do need to feel and identify. I've had a lot of, I'm not in a relationship, it's been 8 months, but I've noticed in myself, like, oh, I'm like mourning that relationship, I'm thinking about them and I'm releasing them, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is part of the necessary process. This is the kind of breakup that there's no going back. I pulled it in reverse too. There's no going back to this. You have to mourn it. So the way of the world as you once knew it is now shifting. Stop trying to go back to it. We're recreating it. Even if we're doing a full circle, like the starting communes, starting smaller communities, like dismantling government, whatever is going on, it's still a full circle. It's not a reverse. It's a circling forward into a new reality. Like, there's a lot of I'm getting a lot of apocalyptic visions, but I see us here, and it's like we're living in caves again, we're living in communities, we're living with the earth again. So this is a forward movement that we're making. It's not a backwards movement. This is all forward. It's actually a good thing, even though we have to mourn it, because we're humans and we got really comfortable. I also keep calling this, we just Tower of Babel again. If you're raised in religion, Christianity particularly, there's a story in the Bible where they build a tower to the gods. They get to the top, and the god or the gods of that time, God at the time, confuses their languages. And so it makes them incapable of communicating with each other. So I don't know what's going to happen to us here on Earth in that sense, but it's like we tried to build a human empire, and it was based on greed. It was based on pride and ego. Dismantling, and you see it everywhere. It is dismantling all over the place. And so there is going to be some confusion of language. There's a lot of galactics. I'm like not wanting to channel them right now, but I will tell you that the experience that I'm having in this moment is like, be guarded. because not all galactics have the best intention. I don't feel that I'm here to instill fear, because what's going to happen is going to happen. But as a channeler, as maybe you're a sensitive being watching this, maybe you're a sensitive being that receives messages, just because you're receiving messages doesn't make it pure. So first, protect your energy. I got my Florida water, I got my Palo Santo, I got my altar, releasing energy every day, having your guides, your high divinity guides, higher self guides, angel guides, making sure that every single day, probably multiple times in the day, you're bringing your attention to the positive, because the galactics are important and they want to help us, and there's good ones, and there's also kind of like also greediness among them, and so they're different. They fight with each other. They kind of like want, I think there's going to be kind of like an interstellar war that kind of starts to happen. And so be careful, because of the way that we're now going to communicate with other beings. They're going to try to take over spaces, and it can be real. Even as I feel, I'm like, no, you have the power. Do not let any being take over your space. Go to your higher self. Go to your like highest divinity, whether that's God, mine's the universal mother. Ask that highest self. Highest self source is going to be like your go-to number one. Then divinity, angels. Then we're having conversations with guides. And so be aware of your communication. And if you feel heavy, you probably brought too much in that might not be settling right with the vibration. And so we're having to be very careful. Again, I'm not trying to instill fear, but more of like protection. If we're going to go into some kind of interstellar battle here, protect yourself, especially the intuitive ones, especially the ones that do receive messages, because we need you. This is the thing. I'm not telling you this because I don't want, I care, but because I probably need you. I need you to receive the highest, purest possible messages with your gifting to help raise the vibration of Earth. If there's anything subpar and you're reaching that, that's not helping us. That's not helping us. If you're hanging out with some Lucifer stuff or whatever, I don't even know what's all written here. Like, just be aware of what you're doing, because the higher energy, the better for all of us. And so if you're gifted and you're connecting, connect higher. Do not let lower energies that are still higher than us, but lower than these high divinity angels, mess with your ego. This is what happens. People get really stuck in their ego. They're like, oh, I'm so proud of my, and I am guilty of this. I've been here in the past, but I've had to learn the hard way of, oh, they talked to me, it's so special, this is what they said. Okay, yeah, but that now is your ego. You're here to channel. You're here to help raise the vibration of Earth. It has nothing to do with you. So if you're pulling ego into it, you probably have to release it, and it probably is playing on your ego. So be careful of this. Okay, I pulled one more card. Yeah! The last card I pulled is High Priestess. Look at her. She's quite magical. She looks literally like the Lumerian Queen. That's incredible. But then she has wings. In the knot, in the moon. Okay, so the High Priestess, a big thing I'm hearing is Sophia, the return of Sophia. This is this concept of Christ returning. I channeled Melchizedek. Melchizedek is, this is theory, so you can check me, you can fight me. I'm so down for a debate. But in biblical like prophecy, it said Melchizedek didn't die. So I don't know if I brought that up when I channeled him, but he just ascended, and he was telling me 2 weeks ago that there's ascensions coming. This is probably what was prophesied in the Bible of people like lifting up and off. Like he was saying that some of that's going to start happening. I think there's going to be a bit more of like passing away that happens first, and then that will happen. But it was prophesied that he will return 3 times. The Christ consciousness is like bigger than these avatars. The avatars are how the consciousness manifests in our reality in the flesh, right? So Melchizedek was one. Jesus came. Same consciousness came a second time, and then it was prophesied that Jesus would come again. So Melchizedek was 3 times. Jesus was 2 times. And here we are now, Age of Aquarius. It's the feminine. It's Sophia. It's Mary. So Sophia was Mary Magdalene as an avatar during the time of Jesus, and so it's like the connection. It is Christ consciousness, because it's like the feminine and the masculine becoming one, and now we're getting the feminine side of it. Now we're seeing it's the age that is driven by this feminine energy, and there's a return of Christ consciousness, but it's like the feminine side. And I don't know if there's even going to be like a singular person or what I'm here to believe is that it's kind of like a consciousness that's dropping in. That's why there's multiple people channeling her, channeling many other things. Like multiple people can channel one, it's like Saint Germain, multiple people can channel him, because it's like the consciousness is dropping down. It's not like taking over a body, because again, we need our boundaries, but we can tap into the consciousness and share the messages, which is what we have to do if we're gifted. But it's not like claiming this. So like I myself know my guides. I know that I was connected to the Lumerian Queen. That's why I was like, oh wow, here she is, and she moves through me, but like it's bigger than me, and sometimes she will speak through me. She feels very connected to this very divine feminine energy too, which tells me a lot that there's a significance to this moment in time. True, even I have chills saying it. I know I'm sure we say it all the time, but it's right now. It's right now. The last thing I'll share is when I was in Sedona in the caves listening and weeping about Gaia leaving. I went to go leave the cave, and I heard them call. My guides called back, and they said, come back. So I went back into the cave. I was like, sorry, friends, wait for me. And I went back to the cave, and I started listening. And they told me that we've been in an age of water. So we all know about the flood. The reason I am so tied to this first week of June is my theory is that the major flood that happened globally, I think at the time of Lemuria and Atlantis, during that time, and it's in so many stories around the globe, right, of this major flood. My theory is it happened during this first week of June. I think we see reflection of it with Normandy on June 6th, and I notice it with people passing and choosing to leave a lot during that time and just feeling the dread. So if you are in that, know that there is another side. Stay here for this. Do not leave for this if you can, please. The more we can push through, the more we can stick through the pain, the more karma we're going to burn as a planet, and the better off we're all going to be. So I'm sorry if you're in excruciating pain right now. Please move through it and hold on tight to your heart and be here so that we can all move karma. Like the pain that you're experiencing is for yourself and the world right now. And I'm like chills, and I'm sorry, and I feel it. But my theory is that the flood happened during this time. I'm literally going to Machu Picchu. I'm getting a high ground, because there is this something about this first week of June, and for some reason it's been ringing and ringing and ringing. June 5th is like a huge transition right now. And what they told me in the cave was that we are moving from an age of water to an age of fire. And then they told me, but it's not like so before the age of water, there was at some point, there might have been multiple ages, but before the age of water, at some point, there was another age of fire. But this was like when dinosaurs were here, and the fire came from the heavens. This age of fire is from within the earth. So volcanoes, there's some shifting going on literally inside of earth right now. So this is the age of fire. I think that's what we're transitioning to at this time, at this moment in these first weeks of June. We're transitioning from an age of water to an age of fire. And it's kind of intense, but it has its own, what did someone say to me? It's time for Earth to fight back. And it does. It feels like she's exposing, like, I have power. She has power. And I still see her as a she, as Mother Earth, even without the energy of Gaia. Here, it's so much to unpack. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but we see the High Priestess. Connect to your soul. Try to release that ego, but just be in the feminine. Receive the shifting. Move through it. Feel the heartache. Feel the mess. Feel the drama. Just know that we're shifting. There's not necessarily anything you have to do right now besides like release and feel and like just be in the shift. So thank you for being in here and listening to me share all of this sporadic insight that we are getting right now. I bring gratitude to my guides, even to the galactics who tried to show up today. I do want to ask if at another time they need to share, that I will have that protection. But right now I'm asking them to stay at bay for the protection of all of us, knowing that they do have good intention, but not all of them do. So some of them do and not all of them do. So protect yourself first. We're going to have more. This is just the beginning, y'all. Like, interaction with galactics, like, there's a lot more coming. So protect yourself first, clear yourself first, release the ego, and then trust that more information is coming soon. Thank you.